it's also about knowing you a little bit more. So, we would how people in the regular life want to know what you guys eat, what do you guys do, what your cuisines are like. So with that context, I want to ask you certain questions. It's going to be like simple, basic ones. So let me start off with asking, how do you usually start your day? What's the first thing that you intake in the morning?
So a glass of warm water is what I will have when I wake up in the morning. I follow that with almonds that I soaked the previous night. So I have about 10 almonds. And then I'm a coffee addict. So I have to have my black coffee, a strong black coffee, followed by another black coffee. So yeah, I have about 2 cups of coffee in the morning. And I eat every 2 hours. And I eat everything. So I have everything in moderation, carbs, rice, pasta. I do eat all of that, but I try to avoid, for the most part, I avoid wheat, I avoid dairy, and I avoid sugar. These are the 3 things that I avoid, which means I don't have Coke or aerated drinks or biscuits or chips. Anything that comes processed in a packet, I don't eat. In the beginning, initially, it was a little difficult for me to be that strict, but now it's just become a way of life, and I don't miss it anymore. So yeah,
I'm going to pop in this question from my end, because not everybody, but many people who have great skins, I've seen them having black coffee. Tell me the secret of this. I got to start it too then.
Okay, there is something that you can do. So black coffee, if you just put a spoon of unsalted butter into it, or ghee, or a coconut oil, that really helps cut down the acidity. And it helps because you're giving your body essential fats that it does require. So it is not to deprive your body of those fats, because we do need it. So yeah, I mean, it's not a keto diet, but this is something that I do. So I give it fats, but I just balance it out, and then I work out a lot. So I work out a lot. Yeah, so I do weight training. In fact, throughout my lockdown, I was just focusing on weights, heavy weights, and I generally do cardio as well in the day, about an hour of cardio. So that would be an hour of weight training, an hour of cardio, and yeah, hopefully when gyms and everything open up back, I would be back in the Pilates studio. So this is a combination that I stick to.
So like you just said, you did a lot of weight training. So next time when we meet and interview you, you could probably carry me and I could ask you questions.
We can try that.
Okay, moving forward, tell me, when it comes to, a mood swing day, and when you feel low and you could probably treat yourself with a cheap meal, what do you usually rush to?
Okay, so I have a jar of Nutella. And I mean, I have an entire jar of Nutella. So if I'm feeling down, that entire jar is over. If I'm happy, that entire jar is over. So that's my cheat meal, and I don't feel guilty, because it's so satiating. It just makes me feel good. So I don't feel guilty about it. That's the only thing that at that point, if I'm really very happy, I definitely want to dive into my jar of Nutella. Then it could be just the Nutella and me. No Netflix, no TV, no nothing. It's just Nutella and me. We have a thing going.
You clearly see your love for Nutella. They must consider you as the ambassador now, I must say.
Yeah, I hope they're listening.
Also, are you a very heavy eater or a light eater? What do you kind of, munch on throughout the day? Not in the nights, but throughout the day.
Yeah, see, because I have small meals throughout the day and I eat every 2 hours, because of the every 2 hours, I end up eating smaller meals through the day. So my meals are mostly protein based. So also because it agrees with my body type. A lot of high protein diet does not agree with just everybody. So I tend to follow the blood group diet. Not so much consciously, but throughout the years when I would eat certain foods, I would realize this is not agreeing with me, and maybe protein is agreeing with me, and the carbs are not agreeing with me. And then I went to read about the blood group diet, and it so happened that all the food that did not agree with me was very clearly mentioned, that pulses maybe do not agree with this blood group. So I do believe that the blood group diet is something that everybody should definitely consider. So you understand the things that work for your blood group and the foods that do not work for your blood group, and that helps. It really helps.
That's really knowledgeable because I've never even heard of this. And now that once we are going to be done with this interview, I'm going to go and Google what is blood
Yeah,
group diet. What
blood
is
group diet.
it? So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
but
does
that's
help you
that's
largely. It helps you.
that's really cool, and that's really kind of you to be honest with what it goes with you. Okay, moving forward, tell me your favorite restaurant and favorite cuisine.
My favorite restaurant, well, I think my favorite restaurant is Wasabi in town, Kulaba Taj Hotel. So yeah, that will remain my favorite restaurant. My cuisine, I'm not really very fussy about it, but I know that when I want to indulge again, I definitely eat Chinese, but I eat desi Chinese. I really love that. So spicy and with all the masalas. So it's not so much Chinese anymore. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
desi Chinese. But I love it.
Yeah, Indian Chinese. The especially, do you agree with me? Street food Chinese is much better than the restaurant Chinese. Do you agree?
I am a little scared to try the street food Chinese, but I imagine it would be yummy. Also, I'm born and brought up in Goa, so coastal food is something
Wow.
that I would enjoy. Yeah, so I've brought up on rice and
I'm going
fish
to
and
start crying. You're from Goa. I am dying to go there.
yeah. Yeah, I'm born, brought up there. I moved to Bombay only when work started. So, yeah, all my schooling and my high school and my few years of college was all in Goa.
Wow, man, that's lovely. Okay, when like you just said that you're a little finicky about street food, but have you ever had any kind of street food? And if you have, which one has been your favorite?
I try to avoid it because I'm sensitive, so I tend to avoid that. But yeah, if I would love to go and have street food, then it would have to be pani puri. That for sure. Yeah, that for sure. So there's this, like one particular place that makes it with Bisleri water and all of that. Yeah,
I was expecting that. I was really expecting that
you
coming
are.
from you. But pani puri, yes, of course. Um, Tell me one food that makes you want to quit eating completely. Something that you hate.
Mm, methi.
Really?
Yeah, methi, methi, and I think palak also, spinach. Just like why? Why do we have to?
And now that
I'm
we spoke
really healthy. They're good for the system, but yeah, it's like it's
about
a bitter medicine. Yeah.
also that we spoke about so much of food, I also wanted to ask, nowadays all these teenagers and college girls and all, they just read things and they fall into some of the other diet and they starve
Yeah.
themselves. They play with their health without having the exact correct knowledge. So what would you want to say to all these girlies out there, who's not really well aware of diet?
Yeah. See, coming from the modeling industry, we always had to be very, very fit and a certain size. So we have really experimented. I've experimented with a crash diet. I have to say I'm guilty as charged, but it never worked. It's important to eat small meals every 2 hours. I've come to understand that works best. Also, a diet maybe I follow would be something that does not work for your body type. So it's just understanding what really works. And, nothing comes easy. So if we want to look fit, we have to work hard at it. I wish there was like a magic pill or like a magic wand where, I can eat what I want and not work out and still look great. And it just doesn't work that way. So we have to be careful of what we're eating. And crash diets do not work. Fad diets do not work. Eating everything in moderation and trying to eat every 2 hours because that increases your metabolism rate. It just keeps it nice and high. And if you cannot get to a gym, or if gyms a membership is expensive, then definitely try and do cardio for an hour a day. Especially the younger lot. Most of them don't really require to get to a gym. But just, being active, either a walk for an hour or a jog for an hour, that really helps.
Absolutely. And I think they will listen to you once they watch this video. And, because I my own friends and my sisters and their younger sisters, they all, I'm doing keto today, I'm doing this today. And I'm like, do you even know what it is like?